Hi everyone, Purple Celery here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 4 of series 12 of Doctor Who, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. When I first heard this title, it suggested to me that this would be a bit of a whimsical episode. It'd be a bit creepy, but by the same token, it wouldn't really take itself too seriously. But then when I watched it, the impression that I got was that this was quite a solid, straightforward historical adventure. I'm just going to go further into my overall impressions of this episode. While I thought it was a definite step up from last week's Orphan 55, to me this episode did not leave me thunderstruck. It did not shake me all night long. And yes, viewers, those were deliberate AC/DC song references. It felt to me in this episode that we saw so many elements of Doctor Who that we've seen several times before. For example, we had the historical figure who's also a genius who was ignored in his own lifetime, such as Vincent van Gogh in Vincent and the Doctor. We've also seen previously the arachnid villain, such as in The Runaway Bride. And we've also seen the Doctor basically use a big metal tower to project a beam into outer space. I think that we saw that before in episodes like The Idiot's Lantern. I also felt this episode initially was a bit rushed. I mean, it kicked off with Nikola Tesla and his assistant, and then bad guys with glowing red eyes were shooting laser beams at them, and then the Doctor turned up, and then suddenly they were all on a train together. How did they get on the train? To me, yeah, the episode just felt a bit rushed when it started. I felt after the first 5 or 10 minutes, it kind of found its groove and settled into a more steadier rhythm. Unfortunately, I felt that the companions were underutilised in this episode, especially Graham and Ryan. They were there for, a bit of comic relief and support, but not much else. At least Yaz got a bit more face time in her scenes with Nikola Tesla. I was also a little bit surprised when the companions didn't really know who Nikola Tesla was. I mean, granted, he's not as famous today as Thomas Edison, but I still thought that people would have heard the name before, if not only for Elon Musk's vehicle, which he obviously named Tesla. Having said that, though, I thought there were a few good elements to this story. In particular, I really enjoyed the scenes between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. I thought that both those actors were perfect for those roles. They really played those scenes excellently. And I really enjoyed the different philosophies and approaches that the two scientists took, how Tesla preferred to work alone, or in this case just with one assistant really, but Edison preferred to basically build a factory full of thinkers and inventors and utilise other people's ideas and, I guess, channel those ideas into reality. I also liked in this episode how we saw the Doctor at her inventive best, rigging up the metal structure and I guess fooling the arachnid queen, I can't remember her name, towards the end. One thing that puzzled me a little bit was that in one of the initial scenes when they're in 1903 New York, the Doctor mentions that this was the Gilded Age. Now, I thought the Gilded Age was actually over by then. To me, the Gilded Age was sort of like the 1870s, the 1880s, even the 1890s, but I thought for some reason by the early 1900s that the Gilded Age was over. I could be totally wrong. I am not a historian, so please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I just quickly too wanted to talk about a theory that I have. Now again, this could be a totally ridiculous theory, but the little boy at the end who Yaz encourages to get inside, do you reckon that was the Timeless Child? Because it looked a little bit like the snippets that we've seen before in previous episodes. So yeah, this is my crazy theory. I think that little boy maybe was the Timeless Child. What do you guys think? Am I totally wrong? Could I be right? Who knows? So overall, I thought that Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror was a definite improvement from Orphan 55, but for me it still lacked that spark. And yes, that was a deliberate pun. I'd probably give this maybe a 6.5, a 7 at most out of 10. So next week we're seeing the Jadoon come back, so yeah, I've got no idea what that episode's going to be like, so here's hoping it'll be a good one. But these are just my thoughts as always. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But otherwise, I will see you guys next week. This is Purple Celery, over and out. Thank you so much, as always, for watching.